What's up, guys? It's your boy HardHat Diggity Doggo back with another video, man. And today we are going to be talking about one of my favorite game series of all time, NBA 2K. Now, I know that may sound like blasphemy to some of y'all. I know we supposed to all hate 2K, you know what I mean? And the thing that's been bothering me, man, is I've been playing 2K for a while, man. And yeah, it has its issues that I don't like, but I've never hated it to the extent that some people do on the internet. And every time I see a video like 2K is trash, this shit's god awful, y'all need to put it down, all I could think to myself is,
man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
I think a lot of the hate comes from the MyCareer mode, which I think is justifiable and absolutely valid. I remember back when, before I think 2K18, MyCareer, you could play offline. I think they added a park in like 16-15, if I'm not mistaken. And you were able to play with your friends on park and shit like that. And those were the glory days of MyCareer mode. I think any MyCareer mode in a sports game should be offline, and I shouldn't have to buy the new one when the new one drops to continue playing my MyCareer in my game mode. So this video is about how you guys can escape the virtual currency hellhole that is MyCareer, where they're basically making your players worse than they have to be, just so you buy VC, just so you can have fun in the game that you spent your $70 for, that they want you to spend another fucking 50, 60 on. So I'm sure we're all aware of MyLeague. I feel stupid having to say this, but a lot of the rant videos I see talking about how trash 2K is act like they don't know that MyLeague exists. And don't get me wrong, there's problems with some of the simulation shit. Some shit's not as good as it could be, but this is how I say you can use MyLeague to make your own MyCareer and progress your player and still, you know, do all of those things that are fun in MyCareer without having to deal with spending real money or cheesers or people who play the same way all the time or shit like that. So basically what I start off doing is I create my own player. I basically give myself a stat limit. So basically turn your intangibles all the way up to 99 to make sure that you get the highest base overall before you start adjusting attributes. Change all of your attributes to 25 and start adjusting attributes until your build hits 70 overall. Once your player hits 70 overall, you're going to export them to a save file and then import them into a draft class of your choosing. I personally choose the 1984 draft class because I like to start all the way from the beginning of the NBA's eras that they gave us on 2K all the way to the, you know, last era. And I basically take my player through all of that. And what I do is basically I change all of his signatures down to the most basic ones. And the way that I award new signatures is based off of if you play that player in a game and you beat him, he doesn't have to be your matchup, but if you play his team and you beat him, you get one of his signature moves. That could be a dribble, that could be a jump shot, that could be any of those things. Next thing I do also is if you have a star player on your team, I go to the MyLeague settings, I make him my mentor. And if he's your mentor, I basically take it like if you stay on the team with him for a certain amount of time, basically it usually says like July is when you'll get the highest badge progression. I kind of ignore that. I'll select the 3 badges I want from him. As long as you stay on his team from, you know, whenever you make him your mentor to July, I automatically assign those badges to my player, and those are the only badges you can get though. You can only get those 3, and those are the ones you got from your mentor. Basically, you got to make your own progression systems, which just suck, but it makes the game a lot more fun, I'm telling you. And I already hear some people like, well, I like playing against other people. Playing against the AI sucks. I have 2 solutions for that. For one, I have a custom slider set that I made. If you type in YT_HardHat Doggo on the slider search, you can find my sliders. Made them as realistic as possible. I get very realistic gameplay. Keeps the games close. The AI is very challenging. But it never feels cheap. It always feels like they make the shots they're supposed to make. They miss the ones they should. You don't make every single shot that you should make. You know, it makes it a realistic back and forth type of game. Also though, the crazy thing is MyLeague also has it to where you can invite friends, or not even your friends, maybe some guys you play with on my park. You can invite them to your league. They can all create a player, I'm pretty sure. You guys all pick your favorite team, and you guys could just go head to head with your my players on your favorite teams, play in the NBA championship, all types of shit, and then just follow these same progression rules that you guys set up. And you guys don't have to follow my rules. I'm just saying a little bit of imagination can make this game way more funner than it is. You know what I mean? Because if you let them dictate your fun, bro, you're gonna have a bad time, because all they care about is money. They don't care about how much fun you're having. They just care about the money. And you can complain and complain and complain about how much you hate MyCareer, but as long as you're spending that money and giving them that money for VC, it's never going to change. And this is why I'm giving you this alternative. Me personally, the way I handle the overalls for my player, I basically make his peak start and end age basically 41. That way he doesn't progress automatically without you touching stuff. I don't know if he still might. I might got to test that out, but that seems to work for me. And what I do is basically every 100 of a stat. So let's say he gets 100 points for the season by the end of the season. That's worth 1 attribute point towards scoring. Any scoring stat, free throws, layups, shooting, any of those stats get a 1 point boost for every 100 of a stat that he gets. Now, what I do about badges is I also showed you the mentor system, but what I also do is basically, let's say we have a 80 layup. If I upgrade his 80 layup all the way up to 90 layup, that's worth 1 badge. So every time your attribute point goes into the next set of 10s, so if it goes from 80 to 90, you get a badge for that. Now, here's where the balancing comes in for my progression system is if you make your base player and you're keeping it at the 70 overall cap, if you try to make all of your scoring attributes a 99, the way I balance it is now, because you can't upgrade to the next set of 10s, you've locked yourself out of badge progression for scoring basically. So if you start off with your stats too high in a specific category, you may not be able to get to, you know, legend badge status of that badge because you started so high. So I'm thinking, well, they have 5 badge levels now. There's bronze, silver, gold, Hall of Fame, and legend. So that's about 5. So if you want to get legend, you might got to start with some stats at about 50 nom-cap. So what you could do is you start a stat at like 60. Once you get it to 99, I feel like that's worth legendary status. So once you get to 90, you should be Hall of Fame if you started it at 60. And then 99, you can get the legendary version of that badge for that category. One more thing I want to say before I forget. Make sure you guys go into whichever team your player gets drafted to. Go into the position settings, turn on player lock. That way you don't accidentally switch off the player, and every time you play a game, you're stuck on that player, just like MyCareer. The controls feel just like MyCareer. You can call for the ball, things like that. It really helps with the immersion. It's really fun. And, you know, that's why I made this video, man. It's just to help people out who feel stuck, tired of buying 2K, feel like MyCareer isn't, you know, doing what it should be doing for them, and getting tired of having to buy a new one just to play MyCareer. These are just some alternatives I have for the game. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, man. It's been your boy HardHat Doggu. I'm clocking out. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm willing to answer anything for you guys, because there's nothing wrong with a little bit of constructive criticism.